So today, lads, we're going to be reacting and talking a little bit over Sophie Cunningham's full first workout. So there are clips of it, and it's going to be an interesting thing to talk about. Obviously, we're not going to be going into that as much depth as we did when it was the Caitlin Clark workout, because it's very much there's little things you're looking for, whereas when it comes to Sophie Cunningham, like, players' workouts are very different when it's going to be a star versus when it's a role player. Like, for a star, when it's Caitlin Clark, you really want to see her using her left hand a little bit more. You really want to see, when it comes to Caitlin, you want to see the mid-range game and her ability to go right and pull up. Whereas with Sophie Cunningham, you just want to see some made shots, to be honest. So, obviously, some mid-range shooting. There's not too much to talk about here. Like, just some form shooting. It is what it is. Okay. Nice off-footed layup there. Okay. Nice left hand on the right side. Something that if Caitlin Clark does that once this year, I promise you guys, if Caitlin Clark does that once this year, I'll do a I don't know what forfeit I'll do, but if Caitlin Clark does that once this year, where she goes left hand on the right side, fair play to her. Nice off-footed layup there. There we go. I like that. That is such an important thing when it comes to workouts that people really undervalue, is the like offhand or off foot layups on different sides, because a lot of the time you don't see that being practiced enough when it comes to especially American players. Like, you'll see it in a lot of young European players, but a lot of young American players, a lot of those moves maybe aren't really seen as much. We got a little bit of a floater there. Again, the bump. I will say, like, Key Porter is it does seem like the individual sessions, I do like them, because players are kind of getting a little bit of everything in. And then it's very different than, say, the freaking whoever Angel Reese's trainer is that had her doing those sidestep long twos. I understand she made one of them in Unrivaled, but, like, come on, that is not what she needs to work on. She's getting better at the layups, but you can see Lisa Leslie, Kat Copper, the people that are actually, that she should be hiring. If Lisa Leslie's willing to become a damn trainer, Angel Reese should hire Lisa Leslie yesterday, because she's there working on everything Angel Reese kind of needs to go and put the ball in the basket, the thing she does work on, whereas the trainer she hired was just working on the flashy things. And it is good when it comes to Key Porter that it's a little bit of everything. And when it comes to Sophie Cunningham, she doesn't really have that many flaws in her game. She just doesn't excel at the things she's good at, like a Caitlin Clark. She can't really create her own shot that well. Sidestep midi, okay. Sophie Cunningham is not getting any separation off those dribble moves. As a man who does not get any separation off his own dribble moves, I can see someone that is... I can see an off-the-ball role player. I have a sixth sense for the off-the-ball role players, which obviously that's what she is. And she is money, in fairness. I mean, 4 middies in a row, you're not going to... Can't say too much about that. Like, look, she's a 40% three-point shooter. You expect her to shoot at least 70% off the rack. So, seeing this isn't the biggest deal in the world, still better seeing makes the misses. So what's that? 6 makes in a row? Which is a positive thing. Because if she can she's going to get wide open shots all game, every game. She is going to literally be left open all game, every game. Because you can't guard her. You have to leave somebody open. You're not leaving Kelsey Mitchell open. You're not leaving DeWanna Bonner open. So Sophie Cunningham, if she can just hit 40% on wide open threes, she's going to be the best bench player in the league. Maybe outside of Elizabeth Williams, who I could see make it. I could see if one of Angel or Camilla have any sort of an injury, her stats making her win 6th player of the year, even though her main stats will come as a starter. Just like Marina Mabry, who played like 5 games off the bench last year and was 3rd and 6th woman of the year. So yeah, she is making shots, which is, again, for Fever fans, that's what you want. That is what you want. She's at least looking comfortable. The release is quick. Let's see, does she any catch? Does every shot have to have the seams up? Yeah, I just want to see, is she comfortable off a bad catch? In fairness, I don't think every shot she's taken is with the seams in a certain way. And again, like I'm literally like nitpicking in some of these clips just to see, is there any like little bits and pieces that you can maybe notice that could be seen as positives, could be seen as negatives. But again, her game is going to come. The less, like, she's not going to dribble the ball very much unless she ends up playing some emergency point guard or point center roles. But she's going to be that off the ball player who you can't help off. And that's the big thing. With her like kind of enforcer, like she's almost the enforcer. Like, not the enforcer, almost the enforcer. She is the enforcer of this team. Like, they're not going to mess with Natasha Howard or Dwana Bonner, but like, if they mess with somebody, Sophie Cunningham's going to be one that starts the brawl. Like, the Fever are getting into at least one fight this year. Like, she was the damn enforcer on a team with Diana Taurasi. Like, she started the brawl against the Fever, or not the brawl, the shoving match against the Fever last year. But she does look comfortable shooting. And again, like, that's the big thing when it comes to Sophie Cunningham. What you're hoping to get. You're just hoping for that. You're hoping that Sophie Cunningham can continue to be like the shooter that she was in Phoenix. Like, let's just take a look at the percentages the Sophie Cunningham shot. Hope she helps Lexi. Lexi needs to be doing the same routines. Like, I don't think it's really a training routine issue. I think it just gets shots up. Lexi Hulls. The thing with Lexi Hull is it's never been that she can't shoot. The problem with Lexi Hull is that she literally just she is the streakiest shooter in the history of basketball. Like, I've never seen somebody go through a 10-game stretch shooting 75% from three on volume, and then outside of a 10-game stretch shoot 19% for a career. I've never seen anything like that. But like, when it comes to Sophie Cunningham, if you look at her, let's look at just her career stats in general. Like, you're looking at a player who has shot 40% from three on 6.3 attempts per game. And ironically, this was the year she played center half the time. She played center half the time. Her and Bree Turner were sharing center minutes a lot for that team because Brittany Griner was still in Russia. 2023 season, 33%, then last season up to 38%. And in the playoffs, she shot 40%, which is big. Like, if you look at her in the playoffs, she shot 42%, 37, 56. 56% from three on 3 attempts per game in a finals run is really impressive. So, like, you're looking at a postseason riser, at least in terms of shooting percentage. You're looking at a postseason riser who likes playing in front of the brightest lights. So, as long as basketball still is the main thing, because obviously when it comes to Sophie Cunningham, like, she's someone that does love the spotlight, and she's going to love the spotlight that comes with Indiana. Even still, I think that she's going to be a huge, huge addition. And as long as, again, basketball, as long as the main thing stays the main thing, it's going to be a huge positive for the Indiana Fever. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.